so
Okay.
watch out.
It was a messy night outside for driving all the way down to Ellsworth, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's right. Will the weather clear up for tomorrow? Let's find out. Rick has our first look at the forecast. Rick?
John, Kerry, good evening, everyone. The mist that was, the mist that will be. In the forecast, showing you the snows that moved over northern mountainous Maine today. All of this now starting to vacate the Pine Tree State, and we get a very clear line showing up here out over Vermont back toward New York, and this will push this way as this guy finally moves out. Winds are coming out of the north tonight. That's why we can drop down to maybe the teens and low 20s in northernmost Maine, and perhaps cooler out in the mountains. Now, tomorrow, we can make 30s approaching 40 degrees under mostly sunny skies. After that, we'll have to turn our attention to what's ahead for a possible bit of a snowstorm churning over the ocean for Saturday into Sunday. But for tomorrow, all you need to know, something a whole lot nicer than what we had today, with highs of the middle 30s approaching 40 degrees on the way. We're helping to clear out our skies with those winds out of, well, for the most part, the north-northwest. What about that weekend storm? The ABC 7-day forecast is on the way as Channel 7 News at 11 continues.
You're watching Channel 7 News at 11 with Kerry Blake, John Potter, the ABC 7-day forecast with Ric Tyler, and sports with Rich Crampennis.
Yeah, slick roads. Let's check in with Rick for the full forecast. Rick, I hope it gets better than it has been.
John, thanks, Kerry. Good evening, everyone. So the night that we air the final episode of Storm of the Century, you thought we'd have a nice, bright, sunny day? No. No, we had to have this messy mix of snow to the north, sleet, freezing rain. It's gotten a chance to coat most of the roadways, and a plain old rain that really doused Route 1 all the way from Rockland down toward Portland. The regional view shows how it snowed earlier in the day, the freezing drizzle in the center, and here's the last of the moisture. Why am I spending so much time telling you what was? So I can prepare you for what will be, because it establishes this front and the pattern that we have of storms kicking out of the southeast and sweeping up the eastern seaboard at us, because we think that's where the next one is going to come our way. As I show you the features, let's fire up the Sky Watch, which shows you where the clouds and the storms will be in just a moment, so you can see the next one. For tonight, this low moves away. It sucked in air out of the north, colder stuff. That's why we had the changeover from sleet, freezing rain back to snow for a period. Now, we'll clear it out tomorrow. We'll have some sunshine in around this place. We'll have 30s approaching 40 degrees with some winds out of the north. It should be, for the most part, light. Now, here's Saturday. Notice I have these clouds and raindrops well out to sea, and a front that's stationary. That almost rhymes. No, it does rhyme. And winds out of the north. Now, here's the deal. There's an ocean storm that will be brewing out there. And depending on how close it comes, we could see thicker clouds over the coastline and snow all the way from Kittery. Hey, it could make it all the way up to Caribou, depending on how close it is and how strong the storm is. Right now, we're going to say that the storm will be close enough. Well, too close for comfort. It'll bring us something. So we're going to brace for a Saturday that may start with some sunshine, but clouds will move in, and that will be followed by some snowflakes to fly in. Here's why, the Sky Watch. Now watch this guy as he starts his formation, makes his move down, and starts to come up the eastern seaboard. Now the Sky Watch shows it making a reasonable distance and scooting out to sea. Not all forecast projections are like this. Most of them are saying that it'll land somewhere right in here, and that's close enough to make a mess out of Saturday night into Sunday. So we have to warn you about it. Now, in the small craft advisory, and the marine forecast has winds out of the north for tomorrow with seas that will subside, visibilities that will become greater than 5 miles, and a low tide that's set for Bar Harbor. That'll be actually tomorrow morning at 6:19 a.m. My apologies there. Now, the ABC 7-day forecast. Here's the plan. Friday, tomorrow, sunshine, upper 30s, approaching 40 degrees. Saturday, we can be in the 30s approaching 40, but here's the plan. Those clouds move in, it kicks down, it gets cold. And then Saturday night into Sunday, we can have our share of some of that ocean storm snow. It will plague mostly coastal Maine. Our hunch is we'll get it cleared out of here on Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, we'll get a whole lot of sunshine blowing in here. And I say blowing in here because it's going to get breezy through the middle of next week in case you have any travel plans. The snowflakes that we show you flying on Wednesday and Thursday are not part of any huge storm of the century. That's the last time I'll make that reference, I promise. There's your ABC 7-day forecast. Now more news of the day. John, Kerry.